Hey guys, welcome to this video.
Anti-math.
So right now we're going to do multiplying fractions. This one right here. I have 6 problems and the answer's right there. So we'll go over those 6 problems. So question number 1, 2/3 times 1/5. So when you're multiplying fractions, you just multiply the top going across and the bottom going across. 2 times 1 is 2, and 3 times 5 is 15. This does not reduce, so this is the answer to the question, 2/15. 4/5 times 1/2. So there's 2 ways to do this one. One, we can just multiply across and then reduce. So I'll do that first. 4 times 1 is 4, and 5 times 2 is 10. And then now we can reduce, divide top and bottom by 2, and we get 2/5. So the other way to do it, I'll go to the left here, equals, is to reduce before we multiply. So this 4 and this 2 can be reduced into a 2 and a 1 if you divide both of them by 2. And now we can multiply across. 2 times 1 is 2, and 5 times 1 is 5. So notice how we got the same answer whether we reduced first or whether we reduced after. And now for number 3. 3/8 times 2/3. So this one I'm going to reduce before I multiply. So the 3 and the 3 can cancel to become 1s. And the 8 and the 2 can both be reduced by 2 to become a 1 and a 4. Because 8 divided by 2 is 4 and 2 divided by 2 is 1. Now 1 times 1 is 1 and 4 times 1 is 4. And that is the answer to the question. Now for number 4. So for this one, there's a mixed number, and you always want to make it an improper fraction before multiplying across. So the way we make it an improper fraction is 1 times 5 plus the 2. So 1 times 5 is 5 plus 2 is 7, and that's 7/5 times 5/8. So now we could multiply across, but before I do that, I'm going to reduce these two 5s. So this one becomes a 1, and this one becomes a 1. Now 7 times 1 is 7, and 1 times 8 is 8. And that is the answer to this one. Now for number 5. So number 5 is very similar to number 4, except there's 2 mixed numbers. So we want to make both of these improper fractions. 1 times 3 is 3 plus 2 is 5, so this becomes 5/3. And 3 times 5 is 15, plus 4 is 19/5. And now once again, we have 2 5s that can reduce to become 1s. And then the 19 and the 3 don't have anything in common, so we're just going to multiply across. And we get 19/3. Now that's a valid answer, but if you wanted to give the answer as a mixed number, you just ask yourself, how many times does 3 go into 19? And see that it goes in 6 times, and we have a remainder of 1. So what that means is it's 6 and then the 1 remainder is left in the fraction, and it's still 3 there. So you have 6 whole ones and 1/3 left over. So this is the answer, number 5. Now for the last one, number 6. 2 and 4/5 times 5 and 6/7. So it's just 2 mixed numbers. We're just going to make them improper fractions and then multiply across. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 4 is 14. So we have 14/5 times 5 times 7 is 35, plus 6 is 41/7. So now we could just multiply across, but I notice the 14 and the 7 can both be reduced into 2/1. And unfortunately, the 5 and the 41 can't be reduced. So now we're going to multiply across. 2 times 41 is 82. And 5 times 1 is 5. So that's the improper fraction answer, which is probably a fine answer to give. Or we can make it a mixed number by doing 82 divided by 5. It goes in 1 time here. Bring down the 2. 6 times, and there's a remainder of 2. So it's going to be or 16, because that's the number we had right here, The remainder of the 2 goes here, and the 5 goes there. And that is the answer to number 6. So please make sense. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel. I have a lot more videos on andymath.com. Feel free to check it out. Just search for whatever you're working on. It could be decimals, fractions, or percents. Just search for it and click. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.